Mount Kenya is Africa's second largest mountain, and its rugged peaks are crowned with one of the world's rarest sights, equatorial snow. Its slopes are covered with forests and cascading streams, so critical to the Kikuyu people, agriculturalists who farm the highly fertile volcanic soil on its western and southern slopes. This is a story about their worries and that of all Kenyans. Edward Mutitu is a farmer, living in the shadow of Mount Kenya since 1963. As a young man, Mutitu worked as a porter, and his fondest memory is when he climbed Mount Kenya for the first time, awed by its blinding carpet of snow and mist.
I remember nilipanda hiyo mlima for my first time 1976. Wakati niliamuka namna hii nikaona mahali tumelala na nikaona everywhere is white. I surrendered.
But the mountain top was once decked in ice, and snow is fast losing its frozen crown. It's a radical transformation that Richard Mureithi, a porter who has scaled the mountain dozens of times, has witnessed as well.
Since I started, I have seen a big change. I have been seeing how the glaciers were big by then, and for now, it's like every day they are getting smaller and smaller.
According to the UN Environment Programme, only 10 of the 18 glaciers that covered the mountain's summit a century ago survived, but with less than a third of their previous ice cover. Dr. Rainer Prinz and Dr. Lindsay Nicholson, glaciologists from Austria's University of Graz and the Institute of Atmospheric and Cryosphere Sciences, collected the hard data needed to explain why the Lewis Glacier was melting. Their findings may surprise you.
Now, our results show clearly that if we make climate colder, the glacier is not able to persist. Even if we make the climate warmer, the glacier does not really melt more. So this means that air temperature does not have really any effect if the glacier grows or shrinks. However, this does not contradict global warming, because this precipitation feedback, as far as we know, is created over the Indian Ocean, because there the sea surface temperatures are changing, which means that less moisture and less precipitation is transported from the Indian Ocean to the East African, and so there's less rainfall in East Africa. And less rainfall in East Africa also means that glaciers melt.
Lewis Glacier had lost 90% of its volume, with the highest rate of ice volume loss occurring around the turn of this century.
Sasa hii si Mount Kenya ile ilikuwa ya zamani. Ni Mount Kenya ambayo hata mtoto akitaka kwenda kupanda, anaweza kutoka Sirimon na aende huko juu na hakuna kitu atakutana naye.
To preserve the glaciers on Mount Kenya, we would need roughly 50 to 100% more precipitation on the mountain for several years in a row. And it is very likely that this will not happen. So I'm pretty sure that we will be the last generation to see the Mount Kenya glaciers as glaciers.
Are we the last generation to climb up its age-old ice before it drips away? Or will the determination and teamwork that drives men and women up this mountain be enough to save it?